Now that the show is on screen, I'm really relieved. I'm excited. More than anything, I'm grateful for the response. I think everything has been really positive. I haven't really seen anything where it's like, really negative or made me feel like, okay, this is why I didn't want to do this. So, yeah, the response has been incredible and I'm happy. I feel like now was the perfect time because I think I'm more comfortable in terms of being in a vulnerable state with my supporters and my fans, especially because I know who I am now. I'm rooted and I'm grounded in who I am. So I think I was now ready to deal with any kind of criticism regarding my personality, regarding who I am, etc. Because I don't know, nothing would take me aback, in terms of what people would say about me. So I think now was the perfect timing, purely because I know who I am now. My involvement in the show was incredibly important because obviously I wanted to make sure that everything that is out there is something I'd be comfortable watching, and it's something that I'd be comfortable with my grandparents watching, etc. So as much as I am being open and vulnerable, I also have to have, the final say in terms of what goes out there. It's a reality show, yes, but there is still, a portion to a certain extent where I'm just like, okay, we don't have to take it this far. This is as much as I'm willing to go in terms of bringing people in. So, yeah, it was very important for me to make sure that they understand that if I decide to do this, then it has to be on my terms. The local entertainment industry right now, I think in the background, I think there are a lot of things that could be done better in terms of how talent is treated, and how they get compensated for their work because they work really hard. I've seen it, I've gone through it, and I understand it. So, in behind the scenes, in terms of what people don't get to see, I think there's a lot of work that still needs to be done there in terms of appreciating talent, making sure that they get what they deserve because they put in so much work and effort, and the incredible content that we get right now is because of that hard work. But I think, there's so much that we've got a long way in terms of how talent in South Africa gets treated regarding the entertainment industry. But regarding the content that is being created, it's really fantastic. It's brilliant. Like, it's for the first time, we're okay with watching back-to-back local shows, which is incredible. It's been years, since we've actually gone through a time like this right now. So it's awesome. I think it was important for me to show every aspect, pretty much every aspect of my being and my life in the show, because I guess that's the point. I can't give people regurgitated stuff that they've already seen or that they have access to on our social platforms, because for me, I personally feel like people reserve their social media platforms for the best of their life, the best moments. So I feel like it would be pointless for me to just show those moments all over again on the show. It was important for me to tap into and to open up the space into something that people don't get to see. What I meant by wanting people to see the real me, I do feel like a lot of the times, well, not even a lot of times, throughout my entire career, I've only ever interacted with my supporters through platforms like these, like where you're being interviewed or on a show, etc. And in most of those cases, you do come prepared with, the celebrity image. And you do come with the censored image. You're on a show, you must be a certain way and speak a certain way, etc. And so I feel like for all these years, that is the only, not opportunity per se, but it's the only part of me that I feel like I've been given an opportunity to show regarding being in the industry. Because I don't remember getting a chance to interact with my fans in a different way, as opposed to through an interview or, let's hear what's happening in your life right now, etc. And in most of those times, you do have to be professional, So I feel like on the show, I'm me. There is no agenda. There is no, okay, we're here now. This is how you are. I'm me, and that, I think it's liberating to get that chance. The next 10 years, I'm really hoping for motherhood. That would be amazing. I can't wait to wear that hat. And family, something that is mine, and not necessarily work related. So I can't wait to shift into that space. I feel like mentally, emotionally, physically, etc. I feel like I'm at that stage now in my life. People always talk about it like, when you're this age, then but it's true actually. You reach a certain time and phase in your life where you're like, okay, I feel it. I don't want it because I'm supposed to want it right now. I can feel that I'm, ready to move into the space of just being settled. I don't know what else. There could be other things, But yeah, I think for me, that's the one thing. That's the one part of my life that I can't wait to explore. Yeah, the status of my record was really surprising. Yeah, I didn't think it would be platinum. I assumed gold, yeah, because it did really well, but platinum was mind-blowing, and the fact that I was the first female rapper to go platinum is unbelievable, especially because it's my first, it was like a debut, which is incredible. So it still blows my mind till now. Yeah, with regards to getting into rapping, I didn't know I would get here. I knew that it was something that I wanted to explore, but maybe let me just do one song and get it out of my system. But I didn't know that once I stepped into it, I would feel so at home. I don't know, it skyrocketed, so I feel like maybe it's the universe saying this is where we've been waiting, for you to step into, which is why it's going as well as it is. So it's amazing. It's still very surprising, but I'm grateful. What's next for me in terms of my music? Definitely more music. Yeah, I've been in studio. I've got a couple of songs with really great artists. So, I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, definitely an album. So that's really exciting. So I think this year I'm gonna give my all to being this musician. What it means to be a queen in 2020, I think taking more risks in terms of, the things that your soul desires. I think for me, a lot of people are afraid of trying to go beyond what they feel is their comfort zone or where they feel they've been placed. So for me, it's just being less afraid of exploring more of what you love, because I think human beings are so complex. There's no ways that you like one thing, and yeah, being more fearless in terms of pursuing, the desires of your heart, really. I think that does a lot for your soul, your being, and that's where the queendom resides. So I would say definitely taking more risks in terms of chasing the things that you truly love. It's crucial for women to support each other and to do any and everything that we can do for each other. We deal with way too much. Someone says, what treat? They were like, being a woman is literally like playing a game of Russian roulette. You never know when something is going to go wrong because it always is bound to. That's just the world we live in. It's the South Africa we live in. So the least we can do as women is be there for each other, because there aren't that many people who are there for us. So we do need each other. My message to young women who are trying to be where I am, I think the one thing that has worked for me for these past years is staying in my own lane. And that truly means not feeling pressured to follow standards that you're not ready to be at and just running your own race. It's so much easier doing that because you're not pressured to, to reach a certain stage or a certain place at a certain time. You just take it day by day, go with the flow of what you feel you're supposed to be doing. And more than anything, whatever it is that you're pursuing, just make sure that you love it. Make sure that you'd be willing to suffer for it. Make sure that you'd be willing to go broke for it, because those things do happen, And again, this is not an overnight thing. It's not possible. We're still working. We're still trying. This is not the peak of the success. Whatever you see in front of the camera is there's a lot of rubbish that goes on in the back that people don't get to see. And just be willing to have the sleepless nights, and you must be sure that this is something you truly want to pursue, because if you're willing to not make money out of it, then probably, yeah, it's the thing. But don't just be fooled by what it looks like, in front of the cameras and the end product and the glamour, etc. That's not what it is. If you want this, then you have to go for it. And it doesn't matter what people say or, the kind of advice you get from whoever. If you believe that this is the kind of journey you want to take, whatever career it is, whether it's acting, whether it's being a judge, whatever, just go for it. Because it's your soul's purpose. It's no one else's. And no one is going to live the dream for you. Yeah.